Welcome to the third part of our e-lecture series, International Project Management. Today we are going to talk a little bit about project organization. So how can a project be structured? How can it be set up at a company or an institution or an organization? Let's start first looking at the different kind of stakeholder categories. A stakeholder is somebody who has an interest in the company. So it means stakeholder. This is somebody who has an interest in the project. It is an interest group. And the different kind of interest groups are listed on the slide. First, we have the project sponsor. And he's the one who, or she's the one who's initiating the project. And she's coming from a department, from a line of business which has the greatest interest in the project and in the project outcome. So the project sponsor is responsible for initiating the project and setting up the project and also determining who's leading the project. So that is second stakeholder category. And this is the project manager. The project manager is the leader of the project. He's responsible for the implementation. He's responsible for motivating the different kind of team members. And he's also responsible for communicating towards the so-called steering board. Project members are the people usually coming from the different kind of departments, working in their lines of businesses, and in parallel they're working on the project. And they are motivated, they are guided by the project manager. The steering board is something like an advisory board to the project. So it is comprised of senior managers coming from different kind of lines of businesses, and they have a great interest in the implementation of the project or product, and they are sending senior managers into the steering board, who is responsible, like I said, for giving guidance to the project leader. Project integration management is one of the key tasks of the project manager. What is it involving? So project integration management is that you have to communicate basically internally and externally as to the project goals, project progress, and also hindrances, barriers as to budget, as to costs, other issues. So you can see here that the project manager, and we talked a little bit about that referring to the earlier slide, he represents the project towards all stakeholders. So he's the one who's representing the entire project, not the team members, but the project manager. He's the spokesperson for the project. So he's responsible for all the planning, controlling and management until the completion. And he's also responsible for the project deliverables. So it is his responsibility to really accomplish the goals which have been specified to be achieved in the project setup. So it is not the team members who are responsible, but the project manager. So he motivates the entire team. So he keeps it all together, delegates tasks, communicates towards the sponsor, towards the steering board. So you can say that he acts as a kind of internal and external minister of the project. So he's responsible for internal and external communication likewise. What are the tasks of the project team members? So the team members who are sent into the project, they are the people who are responsible for the tasks and deliverables. So they have to execute on the different kind of tasks that are given to them, and they usually report to their line manager, so which is their superior, and the project manager. It depends, of course, a little bit on the project organization, and we'll touch base on that in a couple of seconds. What are the requirements to send somebody into a project? First, they have to have some specific knowledge in some subject area. Then they also have to have basic specialist qualification for coordination with other areas. They have a high degree of performance ability, high level of motivation, and also social competence, which means they have to be able in a position to work well with other people, so in a team. So they have to be team players, simply speaking. So, task of the project sponsor and the steering board. We touched base on that already. The project sponsor is one of the most important people involved in the entire project because he's the initiator of the project. He ensures support of the project by the top management, so also by the steering board, and he maintains contact with the project manager when it comes to issues in the framework of the project execution. He also mediates between project and line managers. What does that mean? The line manager is the superior of the people who work in the project, of the project team members. And the leader of the project, the team lead, he's usually not the superior of the people who work in the project. So the project sponsor is communicating with his fellows in the management board when it comes to issues, when it comes to performance, when it comes to communication in general. So, like said, he usually or she usually comes from an area with the largest interest in a certain kind of project. And the steering board is comprised of a group of senior managers that are sent into the project, into this advisory board, coming from all kinds of business functions which have an interest in the implementation of the product and the project. So, this was the third part of our lecture series, International Project Management. We touched base here a little bit about the project organization, how can it be set up, what are the key stakeholder dimensions, and in the next part we're going to look at the different kind of structures. So how can a project be structured, really set up in the organization. Thanks very much for watching. Good luck with your projects. Thank you very much and bye-bye.